Carrie Underwood saves a dog. John Rich turns to Twitter to help someone out. Plus, there's plenty of gold and platinum here in Nashville. Music City 411 starts now. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Music City 411. I'm your host, Shane Tallant, and today we are at a very special place just outside of Nashville called Barbara's Home Cooking. It's a southern staple, a restaurant that serves nothing but amazing southern food, and it's in Franklin, Tennessee, and I'm joined by Ann, who is the granddaughter of Barbara, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me a little bit about the history of this place.
We've actually been here for about 16 years. My mom, my sister, and I have all worked here from the beginning. It started out in my grandmother's old house, not about a mile from here, and then after about a year and a half, 2 years of doing that, Gran decided she wanted to make it bigger, so we moved over here and started doing dine-in and takeout. We still cater, all kinds of good stuff, so.
It is amazing stuff. We just finished lunch. I'm almost in a food coma now, but we're gonna get through this. Now, we're gonna talk a little bit later about some of the artists that have come through, and I'm not sure if she's been here or not, but I do know Carrie Underwood lives in the neighborhood, and recently she did something pretty cool for one pup in need. Take a look. Country superstar Carrie Underwood is known for her charitable contributions, but this time she has outdone herself. Over the holidays, Carrie, an admitted animal lover, was driving to Nashville from her parents' house in Oklahoma when she spotted two dogs on the side of the road. She stopped to rescue them, but one had already died. Her other two dogs were already in the car, so she loaded the injured pup into the SUV and got medical attention immediately. She says, "My guess is that the dogs were thrown out of their car by their owners on the highway. The good news is that there is a happy ending to this story. The vets fixed up the injured pooch, got her groomed, and released the pup to Carrie and her husband, Mike Fisher." Well, you're probably all wondering what Carrie named the dog. Well, she named her Stella and ended up giving her to a neighbor with one stipulation, that she gets to visit Stella anytime she wants. So, Ann, we're standing here in front of the Wall of Fame inside of Barbara's now. Look at all these stars. Tell me about some of the regulars here.
Keith Urban, Nicole Kidman have come by once or twice. We've had a few like that. I know Snoop Dogg actually came once, and my grandmother actually called him Snoopy to his face. So as far as people that come in on a regular basis, Brad Paisley, Scott Hamilton, they're good friends, they come in a lot. Sarah Evans used to come in pretty often. Jody Messina's a good friend of our family's. Ronnie Tutt, who's a good friend of our family's, used to be Elvis's drummer, comes in pretty often. Oh, there's been a ton. Some of the guys from American Pickers come in every once in a while. You know, after so many years they come in, it's just like their family too. You don't really notice them from everybody else.
Well,
so.
After that lunch we had, I can understand why they come in so often, because the food here is amazing. Now, you didn't mention him, so we don't know if he's been in or not. John Rich, Big and Rich?
Not positive, but then again, I'm not here every day all the time, so it is possible. It's also possible he came in and didn't want to be noticed, so.
That's a good point. A lot of people in Nashville don't want to be noticed, but John Rich used Twitter recently to be noticed and to track someone down in need. Take a look at this. Celebrity Apprentice winner and country singer John Rich has taken to Twitter to track down an 18-year-old Oklahoma woman who has had a really tough start to 2012. On Christmas, Sarah McKinley lost her husband to cancer. Then, on New Year's Eve, two men tried to break into her home while she was alone with her 3-month-old baby. While talking to 911, McKinley shot and killed one of the intruders. After hearing of this, Rich used his Twitter account to track her down in an effort to get her back on her feet. Rich tweeted, "I'd like to find this woman who shot the intruder. Her husband died from cancer on Christmas Day and she has a newborn. How do we find her?" A few hours later, the father of two tweeted this, "Thanks for helping me find this young woman. Can't imagine how she feels. 18 years old, baby is 3 months, husband just passed. Now this, too much." I'm happy to report that John was able to track Sarah down, and they are now in the process of setting up a meeting with the two of them. I think that's such a great thing.
That is good to hear. Good for her.
Now, good to eat is the food here. Let's talk about some of the food on the board behind us.
Well, as you can see, we always have the fried chicken, the poppy seed chicken, which is a casserole, and then the roast beef or the short ribs, and crab cakes. Fridays, like I said before, we do the fried catfish and the shrimp gumbo. We also have a menu on our tables though, and that has the chicken tenders, the chicken salad, all that kind of stuff. And then we also do specials every once in a while, like we'll throw meatloaf in there or chicken divan, stuff like that. And then our vegetables stay around the same, mashed potatoes, green beans, turnip greens, all the good stuff. And then we'll throw some extra ones in there too every once in a while.
I'm not even hungry, but you just made me hungry again. Are there any regulars as far as specials that artists come in and order the same thing every time?
I'd say so. Brad Paisley usually gets the chicken salad on spinach salad, but when we have meatloaf, it's definitely his favorite.
It's my favorite too. I love meatloaf. Now let's talk about, you said specials, and it's been a very special week for some artists here in town. Take a look. A big congratulations to Jared Neiman. His single Lover Lover went certified platinum, selling over 1 million copies. American Idol phenom Scotty McCreery is also celebrating platinum success. His debut album, Clear as Day, has sold more than 1 million as well, selling almost 200,000 copies in its first week. Capitol Records recording artist Luke Bryan has another gold single on his hands. His song, I Don't Want This Night to End, has sold more than 500,000 copies, following the platinum success of Country Girls Shake It For Me, which was bought over 1 million times itself. And finally, a big congratulations goes out to David Nail as he celebrates his first ever #1 single, Let It Rain. In my opinion, he has the best voice in country music today. So happy for your success, guys. Big congratulations to all of you. Well, that does it for another episode of Music City 411. I'm your host, Shane Tallant. Thanks so much for watching, and thank you for loving country music. A big shout out to Ann for spending some time with us and telling us all about Barbara's Home Cooking here in Franklin, Tennessee. The food is amazing. Until next time, make sure you follow us on Twitter and check out Barbara's website. We'll see you next time. I'm going to eat some more. I'm starving.